Welcome everyone to the ETF2L Season 28 Week 6 matchup between Swift Gaming and Lowpander. These are the top two teams in the league, so I'm sure it's going to be a blast of the week. And not even Sunshine and Reckon that can top that. I'm Peter. Joining me is Gemm on production, and joining me in the co-casting chair is HiipFire. How are you doing, HiipFire?
Hello. Doing quite good.
Yeah. Have you had any time to watch high-level TF2 with all the pop shenanigans going on these days with the update?
I mean, I got to watch a show match. I got to cast that, which that was some high-level TF2.
Oh, undoubtedly. It's the highest level of TF2 we've ever seen so far. I feel like that's something we can confidently say. But enough about that. We have an ETF2L season. Currently, what the standing is in the ETF2L season is that the Lowpander is number 1 with 22 points, and Swift is number 2 with 21 points, and then Lego is number 3 with 20 points. And then all the way down to 4th, we have, like I said, 9 points. So there's 3 front runners right now, and these are 2 of them. And they happen to both currently be at the top of the scoreboard. But I think Swift has 1 game less played. I'm not sure if because they haven't played Antic, but I don't think that's the case. I think they just have 1 game less.
No, I do think it's because of the... I think it's because of the Antic thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because the Antic games are getting are like I don't know what the word for it is, but that result is being ignored, and because of that, all the teams that have their Antic official late in the season now have more matches played, because this is actually Lowpander's final official for the regular season, since in week 7 they were supposed to play Antic. So
oh, I see.
yeah,
Right.
and SVIFT already played Antic in like week 2, so
yeah. Currently, Swift is kind of benefiting from the fact that Lego and Lowpander are supposed to split their points. So if Swift can just come out here with a win, then they're looking really good to take first place. I don't think there's anything Lego can really do about it if Swift gets 6 points. So this is basically for the season, and if Swift and Lowpander split the points, then Lego has a good shot at getting in number 1 and getting that first seed. So that's one thing that's really worth keeping in mind, that there's something on the line here. Like the top 3 spots are all up for grabs, and it all depends on how many points you end up getting. And Lego, I believe, has a pretty easy matchup for their last official. I can't remember quite who they're playing, but oh yeah, it's going to be Nunya. So Lego are definitely heavily favored there. So they need to distance themselves from Lego, no matter what team you're playing or looking at here.
Yeah, they've definitely already had all their difficult officials at this point. They just last week got to play against SVIFT, where they managed to trade maps, which was quite a close matchup. Both maps went pretty close, and yeah, Lego won Sunshine, which is the map that one of the maps that we'll be seeing tonight, which seems to be maybe an indication that might be one of SVIFT's weaker maps. So we'll see how the map will work out.
Yeah, here we have the team head-to-head. And there's a few things to note here. Obviously, one of them is Uber's doing a lot of damage per minute, and he's not here. So that could probably throw a wrench in their whole shebang. That's very annoying for them, I think. So, like, definitely a huge loss. And then also, I think another thing to keep in mind here is the kills per minute. I think Funds is just pulling his weight by a lot, and Mr. Epic is also doing quite a lot of work. So it's a very scout-centric team, I feel like. And then MUUKI has also had a pretty good season as well. Like his numbers are up there, and he is doing more damage than his scouts at least, which is not what the same can be said on the other side, where Tiger's just completely beasting. Like, look at that. That's crazy. He's done 298 damage per minute on average, like 22.3% of his team damage. Christ.
Tiger's nuts. He's he's been just showing up this season. That's his performance at the end of the last season when he was subbing for Arctic Fox, I believe, was not really just a fluke. He's just extremely nuts scout, and yeah, he's definitely being the, I guess, the best scout in Prem. I mean, I'm not. It's you can maybe debate that might not 100% be the case, but at least on paper, stats wise, like his stats are just crazy.
Yeah,
And I mean, and then
Yeah.
you have the head to head, and you see, yeah, he's the first place in scouts for DPM. For KD and KAD, it's a little bit lower, but I mean that's more partially that's that's play style differences, obviously. Because I think he plays flank scout, so there's obviously going to be a bit more deaths on his side there. But
Well, that being said, the heals received per minute is exactly the same. It's 209 for both of them. So he's definitely getting more done with the same amount of heals. And currently, I think there's almost no disputing that Tiger is just the best scout. Last season, I think
yeah,
we kind of had the head-to-head Funds versus Tiger, like who is truly the best one. We saw them go head-to-head on Viaduct, and Tiger just crushed it. So definitely, like they have to focus so much energy on Tiger, I think, and Funds is going to be a big part of that because at some point Funds and Tiger, they're going to go head to head in a 1v1 situation, and Funds, he's capable of winning it, but I think more often than not, I think Tiger's going to be the one who's going to come out ahead, and that's going to be a real problem.
yeah, that's definitely going to be an issue. We actually have the roamer stats here, which are surprisingly even though I feel like the two roamers kind of play the game a bit differently, but the stats seem relatively the same outside of DPM. But if you ask people, they'd probably say that Celentes at least is the more decorated roamer from the two. A lot more, I guess, name recognition on his side. He's played in a lot of really good rosters before, and I don't know.
MUUKI's had a really good season.
Yeah, MUUKI's is definitely good.
Yeah, especially his damage per minute has been really, really good. And I'm thinking like part of that is that he often runs a banner on last, and then he just spams a bunch and builds another banner, so his team will have like 2 banners. So that's a small part of it, I think, but still, it's still very impressive that his KD is the same as Celentes. And also he doesn't receive very many heals. You can see he has less heals to work with than Celentes. And it's pretty stable throughout the season. He had a few matches where it was really good. I think those were against some of the more lowly ranked teams. But then again, Lowpander, they've had a kind of off season where they would lose to random teams and then do really well against like Lego. So it's very difficult to place Lowpander right now. MUUKI has definitely had a good season, and he's gonna also be trying to contain the Tiger flank. Alright, so let's hope he can do that he's up to the task.
Just play heavy on the flank and then he can't get through.
Oh, maximum cancer.
I mean, I'm pretty sure MUUKI's tracking is good enough to basically lock down a flank, at least that way, like aim-wise. So, I mean, that is, if you want to make this a 1-0, you know, you can definitely just run heavy. Like, just don't show up to mid, and then just put MUUKI on heavy, like, outside of flowers, so that, like, everyone walking into flowers is just like, alright, there's a heavy here, I can't go this way.
I mean,
And
I'm so happy that
dead.
hasn't worked in previous seasons. Like, thank God. I knew they did that on Granary, where they just, like, build up with a banner and just set up on second with a sentry
Good
and everything.
times. I had to cast that playoff game.
They got crushed when they did that, and thank God, because that means they're not doing it again, right?
They didn't even really get crushed, to be honest. It was just that game was just so messy from both teams. Like, both teams just beefed a bunch of pushes. It was, or at least I think Lowpander beefed a bunch of pushes at least, and it was that game that I don't think you can take too much from that. Because I remember after the interview, like, Lowpander literally said that they're like, well, we're not going to out-DM them, so we're just going to hope that they beef a push and then let us win. So
yeah, and now we have some very interesting stats here. We have MARTEN versus Babs. I've never actually seen the medic head-to-head, I don't think.
Yeah, this is cool.
Like, average assist per maps, like, that's pretty useless stat, in my opinion. Like, average depth per map, that's very useful info, I think. And you can see Babs die slightly less. So that speaks to pretty good positioning. And KD, not important at all, in my opinion. Just like, if you're healing people that do damage, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to heal people that take damage.
I think KAD only really means, like, how pocket-centric, like, your team is. Like, in in Lowpander, they tend to, at least when they played with the Ubers, you know, it's just put heals on Ubers and then he'll just pound everything. Like that's half of the reason why MUUKI has such little heals. So that's why like his KAD is so high, just because he always puts heals on the pocket that's killing everything. So
yeah, the really important stat here, the really juicy one, is the drops, like of all types. And Babs has 9, Marten has 2. That's a huge difference in ratio. You can see 49.5 Ubers per drop against 9 basically 10, right? That's nuts. And also the crits ratio is pretty different, so Babs might run crits. But we're about to go live pretty soon, so do you have any predictions for us?
I mean, with them not playing with the Ubers, it's gonna kind of depend on how Pappy integrates into the team. But I'm gonna be positive. I'm a Lowpander fanboy, so I'm gonna go with like 4-3 for Lowpander. I think it'll be close.
Right, I'll just like to point out that at the beginning of the season, I said SWIFT was going to win everything, and then I said also that Lowpander, Lego, and SWIFT were all going to be in a league of their own, and this has all come true. Basically, I was perfectly right at the beginning of the season so far. And
Fascinating.
that's very rare for me. Not like for the reasons I thought, but basically I was right, and I just want to gloat, and I'm going to say that SWIFT's going to win it like 2-1 or something on this map.
2-1.
Yeah, this is Sunshine, baby.
Damn. All right. You know, that's actually a really good point. I didn't think about that before, but going into the first mid now, we already have some shenanigans. We have Mr. Epic going for the sniper to mid. So this is going to make it a bit interesting how Swift is going to respond to this. But right now, they're just all going on to the cafe side of mid. MUUKI bombing in first, getting some good rockets onto Babs, and Funds gets the cleanup, so no medic for Swift. They do not have the player advantage though. Mr. Epic goes down to a bombing polygon, and now there's just 3 players caught in cafe. Hildreth, Marten, Pappy. Hildreth is the first to fall. Pappy needs to keep his medic alive, but the scouts from Swift are so far in, and the soldiers as well. Everybody's committing for that frag onto Marten. He just gets mulched by like 4 Swift players, and there goes Pappy as well. That'll be the mid for SVIFT.
Just complete ownage by the 2 scouts. And we can see, do they already have like them painted and everything? I think they do. They painted their guns. And Hills just casually running around with a community sparkle. No biggie, guys. I'm just way more important than you are. As yeah, the second's gonna fall with no contest basically. That was just a full-on chase. Medics did both die though, so Bab's gonna build here. We saw that he went crits quite a lot, and oh my god, he's gone down as well. He killed it with 2 amazing pipes, just taking down people. Mr. Epic's actually like really far out here, joining the fight. He's gonna try and see if he can get the sword away. He cannot. Tiger's threatening to go behind here. And this is exactly what we saw talked about, that they can't let this happen, or at the very least they need to be really good at containing it and mitigating the damage. So let's see how they deal with this.
Well, Lowpander's trying to make their way into mid. They just kind of are putting Funds behind, trying to win that 1v1s against Tiger, while the rest of the team pushes into mid. They have 50% advantage, and Mr. Epic gets the frag onto Babs again. So it'll be full Uber advantage right now. No heals for SVIFT, as all Lowpander players are on mid except for MUUKI. Polygon is going to be sacking for Marten. So do Semzi and Ali. They do force the Uber. Now they're going to have to cap the point, but Tiger never died, and now he's just going to be on second. MUUKI and Funds are going to try to block it. They get the frag. That is good for Lowpander, but they need to make their way back into mid cleanly because they don't really have much positioning. They're getting the demo. The soldiers out. They should be able to cap this up. They're at least stacking it mostly, as SVIFT is trying to get back in. Pappy jumping in, getting the frag onto Babs. Tries to get the polygon frag as well, but at least gets the medic. And Lowpander's not capping up mid.
Yeah, that's a really crucial pick. Already Babs has been going down quite a bit. So she might have to play a little bit more passively if you want to avoid all these deaths. Marten's going to be on a 70% advantage. Well, he's on 70% right now. It's going to be a full Uber advantage no matter what happens. And he's not even being pressured out of it. If he can just hold on to this and get second for quote-unquote free without using the Uber, then it's just such a huge deal. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Going to go down underneath here. And there we go. Just going to Uber in a scout and a demo man. Let's see if they can get any picks. Going to look around. They haven't killed the sentry quite yet, but Tiger does go down to Funds. I think he actually ran behind. So this push actually didn't really do a whole lot, and they're not putting time on the point yet. They do finally get Samsey on the heavy, but still, they haven't put any time on the point, and Ali and everyone else, they're just hanging back, sticking the point, and making sure let's get captain while waiting for respawns. But they are slowly bleeding people, and that was the medic. That's a really crucial pick. He'll just gonna walk onto the point and beautiful push. Overall, very patient. I would have definitely bombed in onto the enemy team faster or put more pressure onto the point, but they just played it patiently and got the kills.
I was definitely getting a bit antsy, but yeah, it worked out. And this is going to be 1-0 for Lowpander. Now, they're once again going to try to go with that sniper. Last time it didn't really work out too well. They lost the mid. Mr. Epic didn't really have much of an impact on sniper, but they're going to try it again. See if it works out this time for them. SVIFT is going on the same side, it seems. Still going kind of cafe side. Actually, they're going more through flower. MUUKI's kind of just caught by 3 SVIFT players. Pappy gets a cleanup frag onto Polygon, so even numbers, but Lopez trying to get...
He actually gets that. Unbelievable. Baps is just like a magnet for bullets right now. Just cannot escape with that. And Tiger's going to push in very aggressively on 8 HP. Pappy just shutting him down really well, but Silence is still chasing. And yeah, it looks like Ali actually gets taken down by Pappy. Eventually he will get cleaned up. And Marten's gonna once again be left with a massive move advantage. But that's pretty much the only thing that's positive for them. They lost that mid.
Yeah, I don't really like what SVIFT is doing though. They kind of, after they win the mid but don't get the medic frag, they throw all of their players onto Marten. And last time at least they got the medic frag, but then they kind of just left second open. Because they had to go back to cap mid, and this happened again. And now at least they didn't lose Babs this time, and Lowpander's just trying to make their way in with that Uber advantage, and SVIFT seems to be mostly just giving it up. They're just going to be capping it up. Polygon did go down by flowers, but the Uber advantage will be pulling out a little bit.
Bombing in there around the corner, gets medic in the air, and Martin's going to actually pop it. He doesn't want to get air shot and end up in a frag movie, so he's just going to pop it off just to be safe. And it is a push coming in here, but they actually lose MUUKI, who jumped in a little bit too far. This could go very wrong if they don't get some kills very soon, but luckily Funge will answer that call. And all of a sudden, yeah, look at that, Bap's going to pop completely on her own. So this is just pure sadness going around. And it's going to stand on the point. And now a single soldier will come out here like, hey guys, what's going on? Just get crushed. That's going to be it. 2 spawners, but they're not going to get there in time. Really decisive push. That was, that's the best Uber pop I've ever seen. Like a disaster Uber force.
Yeah, the SVIFT tried to get out, but they all just kind of bunched up in Shutter. So they kind of just like 4 players just got completely caught. So it's not really working out too great for SVIFT. They're winning the mids, but after that they start getting that Uber disadvantage, and they're just not playing around it properly. So not really able to convert enough from this mid wins, but they're going very aggressive right now, straight on top of the point. They're doing some good jobs of pressuring some players. MUUKI's very weak. No frags just yet. Pappy going to be jumping in aggressively, trying to do what he can, but he self-destructs. The rest of SVIFT is just going to clean up a lot of these frags. At least they're attempting to. They get MUUKI. The rest actually do successfully get out, but unlike last mid and the mid before that, SVIFT has kept their medic Babs alive, and they're going to be going into mid, or into second rather, and they will be capping that up.
Yeah, they're unfortunately not going to be able to actually contest the second point, so they will lose this last, but this is kind of what we were fearing, right? This is a situation where it's very difficult to push out of Sunshine, and it's very difficult to push into Sunshine. So, Mr. Epic has gone Sniper, and I'm surprised that nobody else has gone Sniper for the red team here. SVIFT had an opportunity for it. Tiger's just gonna run in there. I think he was like, wait, why didn't we go Sniper? And then, like, bombed in as a scout.
Yeah, they're kind of... SVIFT is obviously going to get out now. They're going to be waiting for that spawner to come up. Tiger spawning right now. He's on Scout. That's a bit of a letdown. I was expecting a Tiger snipe, and instead Mr. Epic's going to be peeking very aggressively through that Shutter area, trying to find a medic frag, but the medic is safely behind the glass of Sunshine second there, so no frag there to be had, but a soldier jumping in.
23. Wow, balls of steel on Marten.
Is it going to be a Silenta Spy? Is that what we're going to see? Oh, Tiger coming on the left side.
Tiger didn't go in. Now he randomly went in for no reason. I don't get that one. Like, he should have gone in at the same time. He probably would have gotten a medic, because he was waiting down under while was it Silenta that jumped in? Yeah, I think it was. He just went in through basically main. whatever the right side is called. If they combined, it would have been a lot better, I think. As Tiger will now go spy. Just doesn't want to play sniper, I guess.
The Tiger Spy. I feel like I haven't seen this before. I'm curious if he can find the pick. Mr. Epic also on Spy. He has checked in spawn. They know that Tiger is on Spy, so this shouldn't work for SVIFT in theory, right? We've seen crazier things. Tiger's moving through onto the right spawn door of Lowpander, and he's gonna be just
called where the medic is. The medic is in a corner, so it's very easy to spam. And Silentis looks like yeah, he's just gonna try to spam from underneath. And so far Martin has taken nothing. But,
yep, and Tiger's dead.
Alright. Maybe they would like to see a push out here. But again, this is Sunshine, so it's very difficult to actually push out, because when you walk out those doors, the enemy is just standing on the high ground, just spamming down on you, and there's also a small choke. And then there's a top entrance, but that's also pretty choky, and you're still... Oh, you actually have a slight height advantage, but it's so minor, it doesn't even matter. And then you can go far right, and then you're definitely on the low ground. And there's going to be quite a long way to go until you actually bump into the enemy. So none of those options are really very enticing. As Silentis tries to do a fancy skip jump, he actually managed to get out alive as well. He failed the skip jump, but he did manage to get out alive before he died. So Tiger has once again just to run in here, and you know, eventually he might just get it. But I have a feeling this is going to take a while, so maybe we should start talking about our favorite unlocks.
My favorite unlocks. The Dragon's Fury? Question mark?
Oh yeah, I'm all about the jetpack. I don't really care about the Dragon's Fury. Like they buffed the flames enough. They're actually kind of consistent now, so I don't really care about anything else. Then I just want to jetpack into a crowd and just kill everything. Like that's just fun.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That's pretty. It's definitely a very interesting unlock, but I mean, I'm sorry. I just watched two players from SVIFT completely feed inside of lobby, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but
yeah, we're not talking about the game, and we're doing the right thing. I feel.
Are we doing the right thing? This
is nothing happening.
Oh,
no!
I don't think there's nothing happening. I mean, people are just having some issues, you know, figuring out what to do.
Oh, Tiger's going for it? Oh, it didn't work this time either. Yeah, Tiger's gonna have a terrible KD.
I think Tiger isn't really sugarcoating what he's trying to do, because Tiger's literally just going into left. He's not even like pretending like he's trying to kill anything. He literally just peeks and then stands still and waits to die. I guess they're trying to like mind game Lowpander into think there's like off classes.
Oh, Mr. Epic did the same thing basically, and the demo might actually get caught out here as well. No, Hilters will survive this, but Hilters is actually pretty close. And I think we might finally be able to see Tiger's gonna do it again. Will he be able to get the demo this time? No. Tiger he has one mission here in life, and that's just run in through right side and two-shot the demo. I think that's his grand plan.
Oh, I see what they're... my brain is getting it. They're just sacking someone in so that Lowpander tries to peek forward, and they're just hoping for Lowpander to feed more than one player so they can push in. Like that, at least that seems to be the game plan. Like just sack someone in. Mr. Ebb was gonna go for an aggressive peek and then hope that there's like a second person supporting him, so you can just walk in. Oh, that's Tiger in left side again. Now, will Lowpander take the innovative bait from SVIFT here? Well, we do have Hildreth. He's peeking a little bit by the balcony. Mr. Epic's gonna get the shutter open for him to peek in. Misses a shot onto Polygon, or I think maybe body shot, but that's all that's really gonna happen from that. And I mean, I don't really like this approach from SVIFT. This is a really like kind of lazy approach to trying to break a stone.
They learned that they can double sack and they will still not get pushed on. So I don't understand why Tiger's still just single filing in to a sentry, no less. Like I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's just going for the demo pick. I'm not sure, but like they just learned that they can actually double sack and not get pushed on. So why not send in a double sack?
Yeah.
Seems, like you can also just keep pushing it by maybe sending in a demo man, like Ali has once or twice in his life before actually bombing and kill the medic. Oh, I think that's worth a try as well. Like, you send in like a scout on the demo.
Dude, yeah. Like, like they've learned that like Lowpander's completely content just sitting on last and just letting SVIFT push in or like sack in on them, since they have seen through like the last 5 minutes that SVIFT doesn't really seem to know how to properly push in, like break this
I'm seeing
hold.
some action down low.
Yeah.
I think Samsey might be baiting, and then once people commit down under, then maybe they're going to try to make some sort of play. Maybe that was the idea. I mean, Tiger's fully buffed, so I'm expecting him to just run in any time now. That seems to be the pattern that I have detected. But so far, he's just... I think he's just left his computer on.
He seems a bit asleep.
Cup of coffee.
I've seen SVIFT in A games. I think he's just asleep.
Oh, he started moving. All right, he got his coffee. He's good. Oh my God, Celestis actually went in. That was so close, but it was actually epic. Put his body in. Celestis was like right next to the medic. So that was one of the better bombs we've seen so far.
The problem here is with what SVIFT is trying to do though is that they have about 2.5 minutes to keep pushing, or the timer will run out and we'll have another mid, which honestly thinking right now, it could actually be a good thing for SVIFT, seeing as they seem to be woefully unprepared how to break an even Uber stalemate here. They're actually just going to be trading through the left side here, just solo Ubering onto Ali. Ali's trying to kill the sentry right now. He's going to be getting out, and they didn't really get too much done, but now Lowpander, now I'm wondering, will Lowpander push? Because if I was Lowpander, you'd probably like peek a little bit and then just go. Celestis even sacks on the left side. Gets owned by a Natasha heavy and a sentry. That didn't really work out too hot, but yeah, I think
so hard to make them push.
Yeah, Lowpander does not want to push. If the enemy team is just completely incapable of pushing, then there's no reason to push, because you might as well just stay here and just let them keep sacking in. And that's what this round is gonna be. It's gonna be about a minute and a half left, and I think Lowpander is just gonna stay. I think they think that their chances on the mid is also pretty decent.
I keep saying they've learned things, but okay, at this point it's really blatant. They can do whatever they want. Like they can lose 5 players. Push on.
I mean, yeah, the SVIFT just has to find some kind of opening. They actually try to do a little bit of a double solly peek on the right side, and Celenta is actually jumping in as well very aggressively, trying to just find an opening. But I mean, I get that they tried to like trade Ubers and then just like, hey, Lowpander's gonna push out, but they should just push a little bit more with a bit more commitment, because I mean, they're not really getting anything done trying to just bait Lowpander out. They just need to actually go for it. They have 45 seconds left, so they're gonna just go for it right now. You need to go in, and Samsey is pretty dead. Celentis is pretty dead, jumping into a heavy and a sentry. So same for Polygon. Tiger goes down. It's just Ali and Babs by balcony. It's 30 seconds left. Now Lowpander can push. They basically have 4-player advantage. There's no way they can possibly beef this. And the Sully's even sacking onto Babs. Babs even drops! Oh, well,
that's a tragedy.
That is awful. Well, Lowpander's gonna cap up second now. SVIFT has Celenta hiding by flowers. Nobody really checking that, so Celenta might be able to wreak a little bit of havoc, getting onto Martin. But Lowpander is pretty much on mid for free. There is Celenta getting some good rockets, gets a frag onto Hildreth. The Uber also being forced by Tiger in Cafe there, but it will still be capping up mid. And I mean, this is definitely not the worth the 10-minute investment on last that SVIFT given. And now, well, Lowpander pushing in with the battalion's backup, I think, through flowers. It's even numbers. SVIFT should be able to hold this right now, and the battalion's backup is about to fade, but SVIFT is just getting out right now. They're going back in now that MUUKI has fallen by Shutter, and Lowpander's actually going to give away that space as well. Hildreth is very weak, but he gets the frag onto Ali. The demo advantage for Lowpander. Tiger gets the cleanup frag, and SVIFT is now all over mid. Lowpander's positioning is quite awful. They lose Mr. Epic on the point as well. SVIFT's going to be capping up mid.
Yeah, great push out here. They actually have a slight Uber advantage that they can push on. It's only 20%, so it's unlikely to matter, but it looks like they've actually push them back far enough that it will actually matter. So Martin, he's going to have his Uber for last, but they are back to last, and let's hope they can actually be more creative this time around. Now they've had Another 3 minutes to actually think about it. So
Yeah.
maybe we're gonna see something other than a tiger and Cylinder suicides.
I really feel like SVIFT was just banking on them being able to get a like an uber advantage push into last, because I mean they're peeking right. Actually, they're gonna be trying to go for another trade this time with Semzi on scout. They do get the sentry, and Silentes actually gets the sentry down. The uber has been traded, but Silentes is gonna be kind of stuck in on that last point. He's not really. He's gonna get taken out eventually. And, well, SVIFT is trying to use this chaos a little bit. Polygon jumping from the left, gets Hildreth, and the rest pushing in from the right side. They're getting all these frags on Mr. Epic. MUUKI are down. Yeah, Marten goes down, and there is Pappy going down on the point. That will be it.
Pure DM there. It was a 1-to-1 trade, and then they just decided, screw it, let's just push on it. And they actually get rewarded for it, for the initiative. So really strong play there. I mean, it wasn't the best tactical move I've ever seen, but it was just a lot of gut to just go in there and out DM them. And Samji, as far as I could tell, was definitely one of the people that just won a DM duel that he shouldn't really have.
Well, I mean, that's basically what they... If you don't know how to like have a strat to push in, just trade and then just go for the DM fight, and that's what worked out. And now, next mid, 2-1, Lowpander is going on their flower side. They get the frag of the slings.
Double air shot by Polygon onto MUUKI. Just, they have to win the mid off this.
Lowpander's positioning is awful right now. They're all in flowers. They're getting completely spammed. They need to get out. They keep most of their players are actually alive though, except for Pappy, I think, who was sacking for Babs. And actually Fun's going through choke as well. I don't know why they did this, because now Lowpander's not going to be able to hold second. I guess they just want to hold last. That's what their strong suit is. And yeah, SVIFT's going to just go and cap up second. And now Lowpander is going to establish their little hold. And this time they know that SVIFT is probably going to go for that Uber trade again. Polygon actually just going to be going straight into left side and get Hildreth really early and force the Uber from Marten as well. Lowpander's hold having a massive hole there. And now, well, they have 2 frags, but they're down a demo, and SVIFT has the full Uber advantage.
And they're probably just waiting for their respawners right now. There's about 2 seconds until they spawn. Hildreth is also down, so they could have pushed off of the no demo man, but it definitely seems like the best move here to not push. They can also be too slow and not go in there in time. That's something you sometimes see. I think they are on top of this, and they're going to move in to top right, it looks like. And they need to hurry up pretty fast. There we go. Send in the demo man first. Alex is going to jump in there, sticky off the point, and then he will actually take down the sentry gun as well. They're actually getting the kills right now. They're putting some time onto the point. That's going to force everyone from Lowpander to go out there, but they're about to have Uber. They're about 10% off. And the
Marten's alone. He can't find anyone to heal. Oh, but it's MUUKI Hildreth versus Ali and Babs. I don't think Ali's trying his hardest to win this right now, but he's lost his medic. And there goes Ali as well. So now the Uber advantage push has been beefed. This is going to be allowing Lowpander to at least try to get onto second. Tiger's confident he's going to win this 1v1 against Funds, but Mr. Epic joins in. They shouldn't die to this. Okay, there he goes. Now Lowpander has second, and, well, we're in a different situation now. This is even Ubers on second, and SVIFT has most of their players up on mid, so they should be able to just hold this. The Talon's back up. Do get popped, though, yeah.
That's going to change things, and that's a speedy one. Speedy Gonzalez banner in full action here. The conch has been blown, but they actually lose Poppy pretty fast here, so they didn't really capitalize too much on it. They have pretty good positioning on mid here, and if they can just force SVIFT out of this choke, they're going to be in a good position. Tiger jumps in there, gets completely shut down by Pyro. Funds, Pyro, and Mr. Epic. And they will take this middle, and they actually even end up with a slight advantage, which they shouldn't know about, but it's something.
Yeah, I mean, they might at least peek in, but I don't think they're really... I think they just want to hold mid. I mean, seeing that SVIFT isn't really too good in these even Uber situations, so if Lowpander can just hold it for long enough, I mean, they're in control of mid, they're up around, so SVIFT is going to be the one that needs to find the opening, and they seem to be looking at Cafe for that to be the opening. There's some sticky traps from Hildreth. The Uber has been popped, it has been committed onto the point. Marten pops his. Nobody really to Uber. Now 2 scouts are in Cafe trying to get some frags onto SVIFT players, but nothing really that they can do. The flank from SVIFT is ready to push in, but they get spotted in flowers. Now it's even Ubers. No Ubers for either team though. So I think this is where SVIFT wants to try and re-push. Polygon jumping in very aggressive.
Very aggressive. And Poppy will actually counter jump as well. So both soldiers of the Romans have now jumped in. And it looks like Celin's will be the one to do the most damage on it. And as a result, the follow-up coming out here from SVIFT is just going to be incredibly powerful, especially from the scouts.
Damn, they got quite destroyed there. That was some pretty great DM showing coming out from SVIFT. They do get that those frags. They do get the mid cap and the second cap, but they did not get the med frag. MARTEN is still alive with the full Uber on last. So once again, even Ubers, but we've seen them crack this before. It took them 15 minutes to figure out how to crack it, but we're going to be trying to do it again. They're going to try and put a lot of players on one side of the last. They commit the Uber now.
Go for the scout Uber, I think.
Yep.
I think that was the double scout Uber, but the other scout just kind of ran away. So that flash did nothing, and they only get the sentry for it, and MARTEN still has his Uber. And this is very unfortunate because this is the exact situation before, where it was just a stalemate for 10 minutes, and they don't have 10 minutes. They only have 5 at this point. So 5 minutes left. They're only 1 point down, or they're an entire point down.
Yeah.
I should probably say.
Yeah, MARTEN is just trying to play.
Jumps in. Second soldier comes in, and both soldiers just go in there, try to go for the medic. Doesn't manage to find him. But again, they kind of realize that they're not going to get pushed on. So, like, they can do this. BAP didn't even have a Uber, so if they got counter pushed on here, it would have been very difficult for them to actually hold second. But so far, Lowpander, they're just not pushing. So they're just playing properly now. I like that they're playing their opponent, not just the map.
Yeah, they're putting MARTEN like really passively, like, because the entire goal for these SVIFT sacks and Uber trades.
Oh, got the pick. That's an opening pick.
Yeah,
he finally did it. He finally ran in on 2 shots off.
Yeah, but the important thing is what SVIFT is trying to do is they need to get that Uber pop. They need to get that Uber committed and then just push and play off of the DM. And they're trying really hard to get that Uber force, but MARTEN is just playing so passively and is just gonna. He's willing to just draw players to just keep the Uber alive. As long as you have that Uber, SVIFT is not really gonna be comfortable pushing in. So 4 minutes left. I mean, if Lowpander manages to hold this, they will win it. Tiger is in, gets ult fired by MUUKI. He sees him charge it up as well, but he just goes down. Celenta's trying to go in right side with
sentry right now because as long as the sentry's there, they cannot pressure the point. Like currently, the big problem is they can kind of go in on left for free, but they can't pressure the point as long as the sentry gun is there. So they need to take down the sentry gun for that to work. So that's what they're going to try and start out by doing. You can see them here, they didn't quite commit hard enough. They're actually on the right side instead, and they actually get the Uber out pretty fast, and they take down the sentry gun with some spam. So now the Ubers are out of the equation, and now they can start doing other moves, and now they can actually go in on the left side because the sentry gun is also down. So this is dangerous now. If Lowpander lose this right side for them, then the point is vulnerable. So they're gonna go in, just really headbutt them. But oh my god, look at this SVIFT once again, just winning the DM fight quite, well, not handily, but they're doing a lot of work considering the manpower available. But MUUKI just definitely cleaning up, and Ali gonna be the last combat class alive, and now Babs is just running for her life.
Ooh, they want to get that med frag. That's gonna buy them so much time if they get Babs. Pappy jumps in so far, gets it. Yep, this is 2.5 minutes, and with the Uber advantage, they're actually gonna cap up second. They're not gonna play too safe.
Has a banner as well. Yep. I think they have 2 banners. They have a con and the other one.
Oh, but Funds goes down on the flank. Ooh, but Tiger gets owned by the sticky trap, and there goes Celentas as well. It was a little risky. The flank was completely open, but they clean it up very quickly, and now SVIFT has no real chance of getting a frag onto MARTEN. They just give up onto second, and well, I mean, it's the time pressure has to be getting to SVIFT right now. It's 2 minutes left. They don't have Uber, and Lowpander has the 70-60% Uber advantage still, but they're moving through flowers right now. They get the frag onto Semzi, which is going to give them the big opening into second, but Tiger's behind. He's going to force MARTEN.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Tiger getting the flank, forces that Uber. They get the Tiger frag. I think they should just cap the point and then just hold really passively just to make sure you don't lose too many players, don't get rolled, because that's the way that SVIFT's going to win this round. I mean, you have a minute and a half. If you even really block 1 point, like effectively, and the one push, you could basically just win off of the timer, and that's And that's what they need to be doing. They're going to be moving through right now.
Talked about how difficult it is to push out here, but luckily for Swift, they do have an Uber advantage to do this with. And they're actually going to go out through the left side here. And this is the low ground area, but there's also, you're pretty far away from your enemy. But they actually managed to get outside without using the Uber. And Martin is still really far away, so they get the second point here. And without using the Uber. So now they will have an Uber to push in here on mid. And they still have a tiny advantage to work with as well. So great push out here. They show it can be done. They're just desperate enough.
Yeah, well, Lowpander's just gonna get out of mid there. They didn't have the Uber just yet, so they didn't want to commit all their players to it just yet. And now in second, they have 5 players, and SVIFT seems to be kind of overwhelming them a little bit. Martin actually drops on the point. Celenta's coming
so
from
big.
Flowers. Nobody was watching that, so he goes down. Uber has been popped by Babsy. We do have MUUKI in the forward spawn, but SVIFT stacking the point right now. Seems to be in position to just roll this right now. MUUKI gets the fight onto Tiger, but does not block it in time.
Oh, I thought it was a block. That would have been so huge.
Now SVIFT going in. They lose Polygon, though. And Solentis and Babs are the only players on point. Solentis goes down. Babs is trying to get some saws, trying to get that Uber, but she goes down. It's now just Ali with 20 HP. Gets a good pipe out to Pappy, but goes down. It's 20 seconds left. It's just Tiger and Samzi. And I mean, this is they need a real miracle to potentially push this, but it's 10 seconds left. And it's just Tiger, who's maybe even close to getting to last. And I think this is going to be a GG.
Yeah, Tiger gets one more death in here before the round ends. I predict Tiger to have like a monstrous death and damage range. He was doing a lot of suiciding in here. Yeah, it was looking pretty ugly. He was doing a lot of suiciding. But yeah, it's not even a wrong play. It was just the way he played this map. But yeah, that's gonna be 2-1 in favor of Lowpander. So I don't know, I got the score right, I guess. Well, kinda, just the opposite.
I was hoping for a more, I guess, aggressive game, but I feel like this was an interesting game to watch, but more to give kind of a view of like SVIFT and how they kind of play when they get kind of they're like in an even, not an even matchup, but you know, they get kind of challenged this way. Because I mean, like they sat on last for like 10 minutes and they got nothing done for 10. They were by Lowpander's last for 10 minutes and they got no pushes, successful pushes in. Like not even one that was even close to really working out. They got some Uber trades, but that's like it. And they spent a third of the game just essentially achieving nothing. And I mean, you can see it on some of these stats, like Solentis 7-21 and Tiger 21-26.
26.
Like, yeah, their flank just sacking in over and over for 10 minutes straight, and they got nothing really. They got nothing to really show for it. I mean, they eventually got around, but that's more, if I remember correctly, from Lowpander kind of beefing some stuff than it was for SVIFT really succeeding. So yeah, I definitely think that SVIFT lost themselves this map.
Yeah, they were just a bit too predictable at a lot of times. They just got themselves stuck. And we were also talking about the Tiger versus Fun's matchup. And you can see Fun's had a pretty good game. He went 10, he went 30 for 10. That's really good. And then,
got 11 frags on NG. Very much enjoyed fragging those sacking soldiers.
Oh yeah, it was so weird. They never spammed out the sentry gun before going into suicide, so they just ran into the sentry gun. Like that can't have helped their chances. Also, Hildreth only died 8 times. That's pretty good. And he also did a lot of damage as well. But yeah, there's just a lot of spamming on last, I suspect. And we also saw Mr. Epic go for a bunch of like kind of daring sniper. That was the only push out we saw of any kind. Just Mr. Epic going kind of full lobby and dying. Basically sacking.
Yeah, actually, this map feels a little bit reminiscent of the map we referenced before, which was the granary match between Lowpander and Seven in season 26, where Lowpander kind of just put a sentry on second and granary. Like, they are really good at like just getting that the enemy team doesn't know what to do, so you just let them bash their head into a wall, and then, you know, whenever they crack, you just you try to
capitalize.
capitalize on it. Which, I mean, it didn't really work out this map. It didn't really work out in that map either, but they at least got the holding part right. So, yeah. But trying to remember, can we quickly go to the mid stats? Because I think that, yeah, SVIFT won. Yes, SVIFT won every single mid. They won all 4 mids, and they got 1 round. Like, that's... I mean, look at the first 2 rounds as well. Like, they were 3.5 minutes and 2 minutes. Like, they won the mid. The only person they didn't get was the medic, which, I mean, is a big deal. They don't have uber advantage, but still, like,
Yeah.
you win all 4 mids, and you win 1 round, and... Yeah,
Look at the
I don't know.
difference in kills. It's kind of hilarious because of all the suicides.
These are,
94 to 50.
yeah, these are some. These are a little bit. You definitely have to put these logs in context. Like the context is very important for these logs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, look
really
at these. It's even on mids, and then everything else is just Lowpander advantage.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Like I'm surprised that Fons doesn't have more plus. Like he's +4 on his engineer just sitting in the corner, just banging essentially.
Yeah. I mean, look at those stats. Even it's 7 to 22 frags on Lowpander second. Those 7 frags were the 7 frags, or like 5-ish frags that they got in the last push. Oh, my game just crashed. But yeah,
it
that's...
hasn't started yet. So
okay, good.
Oh my god, look at it just Fons and then Poppy and then he'll do 3 in the bottom. But yeah,
stats are so hilarious.
10 to 4 on Tiger. 8 for 0 on Silentus.
Somebody
never killed him.
Please, someone screenshot this particular logs page so we can refer to it in like months' time and claim that like SVIFT was a bad team. I mean, look at this 8-0 Fun Silentus.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the TF2 thread called the most AIDS logs?
Oh yeah.
This would fit in perfectly in that.
These are some good ass stats.
Oh man.
Oh jeez.
Alright, then frag percentage by zone, you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff happening in the near suicide range. It was mostly, the most of the action was actually on Lowpander's side of the map, and they still won it. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of it was just feeding into the defense one or two at a time. Oh, definitely was. I would have loved to see a lot more structure and organization and just planning going into these suicides. Otherwise, you just end up with this kind of situation.
I mean, this is it is kind of a clashing of styles with these two teams. I mean, Lowpander definitely over the course of their Prem seasons have become kind of a more passive team, and SVIFT is definitely known for just being a team that just wants to out DM the team they're playing against. I mean, Ali's calling is definitely more based around that, and we've seen that also in the 7 lineup that he led. So yeah, just when they can't really out DM people, they kind of get lost a little bit. You look at the conversion rate, 20% and 67% for Lowpander.
Man, 20% is a lot higher than I thought. But I guess they didn't really push properly.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really get. I mean, they didn't get a lot of pushes in because
they were just stuck right.
Yeah, they were on. They were on second for 10 minutes, so that's technically 1. Counts for 1 in the stats. So
yeah, 67% conversion rate is super high on the side of Lowpander. That's very impressive and a big part of why they won this. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, let's.
All right, let's move on to the next map. I don't think we actually have any more special stats. So now we move on to a map, from a map that's very difficult to push last and push out of, to a map that's very difficult to push into and push out of. These maps are very similar. I will say Reckoner probably has it has the worst last to push into probably, but at least you can do some sniping because it's open, and then things will tend to happen. And also you can do the alley bomb. And we do have Ali in the game.
Nice.
So that's a way to break it.
Yeah,
it's
last time
push out too.
I've seen Ali play against Lowpander in this map. He likes to do the alley bomb a bunch, and yeah, it's definitely. I think definitely for a team like SVIFT that are just going to be trying to put Tiger on sniper and break stuff that way. Just put him into the right side and then just peek into last and should be able to. Just pick people off, but yeah, we'll see exactly how if they'll be able to, push their way out this way. But
yeah, Oh yeah, did you see what Babs did? Babs was like standing right next to someone and flaming, and the flame was just going right through them. Like if you're too close to people,
Oh
flames will
yeah.
no longer hit them. It's so dumb. Whenever I play Pyro, I just like run away from people now.
It's extremely upsetting, I agree.
Yeah, but onto this map. Well, we've actually seen, speaking of off classes, we've seen MUUKI run heavy quite a bit to this mid. And, you know,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
that's just what the doctor ordered because they just lost 4 mids in a row. They definitely need to improve that stat. They want to have a good chance of winning this next map.
Yeah, we'll see. It could work out. I mean, he's definitely, I mean, I've seen, want to say I've seen SVIFT play against Lowpander with the heavy strat, but they try to, like, they're familiar with trying to play around it. But I think they didn't really have too much success with it, so maybe they have a different approach. Because before they just tried to get their flank to get around, like a Solly or a Scout, into their cargo and just flank MUUKI that way, but it never really worked out. So I hope that they have a better answer for it this time. But do you think this is going to be a quick game? You think it's going to be a slow game?
No, it's still Reckoner. It's still Reckoner.
Aw.
I actually
Alright.
think SVIFT is going to win this one. I have a feeling. I have a gut feeling they're kind of pissed and now they want to win.
Oh.
They're going to convert those mid wins into actual wins.
I
as
have a different approach. I think it's gonna be like 3-0 for Lowpander because Swift's gonna be tilted, but we'll see. We'll see exactly how this works out as we are going into the first mid right now. Both teams doing actually kind of different mid approaches. Everyone is just kind of converging onto a Lowpander side of mid as Funds dies very early, but Scouts being traded out. Roamer going down for Lowpander. Mr. Epic pushing in aggressively, trying to make a little bit of a play happen, try to get onto the combo, get that alley pick, but they are unsuccessful. Oh, Tiger's so thirsty for that Pappy frag. He wants it. He gets it. Yep. But it's even Ubers, and once again, Lowpander has their medic alive. And
they forgot.
Yeah, again, this is like last map as well. They forgot to cap mid. They were too busy just chasing. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now it's definitely no advantage.
It's so annoying. But
that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Like nobody wants to be down there, man. But yeah, MUUKI's gonna be a spy. I think he's just checking things, but he might move out of spawn. He is actually gonna move out of spawn.
Oh yeah.
So I think they're predicting that it's just gonna be the same deal with Tiger just suiciding in, and then they're just preemptively running a spy to just take their time here and get the medic. Ali's gonna try to do the Ali bomb, but he messed it up. He's just gonna do it again, but it will get called by MUUKI. So he's but here comes Ali. He's in. He's really far in. Hector gets the sniper. And this
oh, those pipes!
God. How is he this good? Like they saw it coming. It was called. They hit the medic and spawn, and they still lost out on it. Like
unfortunately, Babs got forced by something. I'm unsure what exactly happened, but she got forced. So now it's uber disadvantage for SVIFT. They're trying their damnness to get onto Marten. Marten just walks out of the spawn. Ooh, this is actually quite awkward for Lowpander. They lost a lot of players, and there's 6 SVIFT players ready to pounce. Tiger does go down early, so no Scout Wonder Child. And actually, Funds gets Semzi as well. Marten goes down to a double soldier sack, and now it's just Funds on last. He's going to go down. And while that looked a bit awkward for SVIFT, they actually will get out victorious 1-0.
That was really weird. It's usually the thing with this last one is that you can kite the Uber, so it's very difficult to push into. But here, the Ubers got forced on the offensive team first, and then they kited the defensive Uber. So it was kind of the architecture of the last one working against Lowpander all of a sudden on this last one. So a very kind of odd situation. Very weird one. That's going to end up with SVIFT being ahead 1-0 here. And, you know, they usually win these mids, so this is looking good for them as MUUKI will jump in behind very aggressively, gets taken out by Polygon. It's all over him.
I don't know about this mid. Tiger actually goes down. Lowpander still has an opportunity in, and SVIFT trying to aggress over actually loses all of their aggressing players. It's now even numbers again. But there's a demo or a soldier on the side of SVIFT, which might help them out here. But Lowpander is still in, but they just can't really seem to get positioning into this mid. But, I mean, there's no real damage getting exchanged. Mr. Epic finally aggressing, gets a lot of damage on the Polygon. He gets kind of stuck. That's sticky. Almost taking him out. Now MUUKI spawning in. He died so early that they now have the player advantage on mid. MUUKI's going to jump onto that crate. And this minute-long mid is still going. And MUUKI gets the direct onto Ali, and Polygon going down as well. Now it's just going to be sacks for the medic. The Uber actually gets forced by Silentes. And now Lowpander's capping up mid. They're going to be on their way to second. Should be able to cap that up, but the Uber is looming. Babs and Samzi with that 100% Uber advantage will be coming in soon.
They did it. They won a mid. It only took them like a minute to do it.
2 minutes-ish.
They might go for the second block here, but Babs just runs out and gets forced, and now Babs is the only one who seems like she wants to go forward and actually block the point, and everyone else from Lowpander just ran away because they assumed they were going out there. That was such a weird situation. They're just 2 steps ahead, man.
I'm extremely confused, but I guess Lowpander now has 30% Uber advantage, and they've lost no players, so they could push. But I mean, it's gonna be quite risky. They're gonna go for at least
Tiger's
a peek.
hiding.
He
got spotted.
Yep, should be. Jesus, Martin, so weak. He was 99% too. He couldn't actually pop to save himself there. SVIFT is actually already backing out a second. They don't have their Uber just yet, and Lowpander's all over it. Silentes is going for that lower route. He's gonna be jumping onto Martin, and people aren't really watching it, but he only gets 1 rocket onto the medic. So
disasters.
This
up from as well. This got nothing.
There's 3 players up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is.
Jump behind.
They're already capping the point. There's only 1 player on last. That's Tiger. The spawners are up in 5 seconds. If Lowpander goes fast enough, they'll cap this point without really any SVIFT players being up. MUUKI even gets Tiger. That's it. Ali flies in and just sacks into Hildreth, but that'll be a tie 1-1. 6 minutes in.
Yeah, type 1 in chat if you're gay. That's the game they're playing.
Alright then. Damn.
Show that pride in chat. That's I was gonna actually do a really quick sticky jump to mid here. So he's gonna take the right side very aggressively. I think he just wants to open it up maybe for one of his own soldiers to jump behind. Yeah, there we go. So Lens is gonna be the one to jump behind, just to take that opportunity. Unfortunately for him, he runs into Mr. Epic and cannot hit any rockets on him. And Santa goes down as well. This is looking extremely dodgy for SVIFT. And Tiger dodges the air shots here. Can he actually get to? He actually gets the kill on Poppy. That's unreal. That could actually allow Babs to escape because now she has basically a taxi in the form of a scout. But oh my god, look at this. Ali can't even get out. Babs is now alone. She's not with her scout anymore. This is a really bad.
Jesus, Tiger.
Oh my god.
Just farming 2 people down lower. He's even in chats his own kid. Oh, he's dead. Well, Lowpander could get onto second, but they don't really, they're not too keen on it. They're just staying on mid. They're gonna let SVIFT get onto second. They're trying to hold mid, and SVIFT is gonna walk in. Samzi feeds in. Silentes kind of overextending. Polygon overextending. They lose 2. Well, that didn't really quite work out, and now Lowpander is gonna be going through cargo. SVIFT, I think, knows that they're going to be going through. They're spamming it up quite hard. Ali gets popped up a little bit. Fun's actually already in, trying to DM the flank of SVIFT. Pappy in as well, straight onto Babs there. Force the Uber. Yeah, that's a really awkward Uber. Lowpander did lose 2 players, so they're going to be staying on mid, but when their spawners come in, they will be trying to utilize this Uber advantage. The Tiger is in, and Polygon actually as well. This is a bit awkward how they're trying to peek in like this. Tiger is not dying. They're just letting them in, really. There's nobody really doing too much to deny any of these players coming in. Polygon's like 2 HP. MUUKI does not get that frag. Mr. Epic even going down in cargo. This is extremely messy. Okay, there goes Polygon. Ali and Silentes are in lower. They could get cut off here. Ooh.
Soldier's gonna jump.
Oh, but Ali is onto Martin.
Oh, he's just gonna force. Okay. Martin's just having none of that. He's not even taking the risk here. It's gonna pop right away. And they are, like, they do get 2 players kind of from that whole situation. And maybe you're thinking, oh, we can just keep on rolling. And they are gonna try to do just that. Babs only just about to get her Uber. And
the market garden.
With the meme spoon. So Fungible is gonna just jump onto the point, get a whole bunch of time on it, or just at least pull people down here as Mr. Epic loses a scout towards the Tiger, and I think that's going to be it. That's just going to cause everyone to move back because there is an Uber advantage coming their way.
Yep, and they're also down a player, so this is going to make their hold just a little bit more weak. They're trying to peek through Shutter right now. There's 4 players. Two scouts, soldier, and a medic. They pop it straight through the shutter. Lowpander loses their roamer. They might lose funds as well. But that's all they're going to really lose. Uber has now faded. SVIFT is capping up mid, or second rather. Mr. Epic is actually still in behind them. He's in a 1v1 with Semzi. Slantis helps him out. Lowpander actually commits their Uber onto the point, but they drop Pappy. And now it's just Hildreth and Martin on the point. And Martin's going to go down. Yeah, he's dead. Goodbye.
So destroyed. Oh man, poor guy. There was just no way he was ever getting out. I was monstrous. Like, how could they? Just in the air. That was beautiful.
Yeah, this is now perfect for SVIFT. MUUKI is behind. He gets a little bit of an airborne air shot onto Polygon. Or actually, Polygon was the one to hit that air shot. But SVIFT has complete control of this point. Fun's behind, trying to maybe win a 1v1 or something, but he goes down as well. Lowpanders in rollout, just waiting for the SVIFT machine to roll their way through mid onto second.
Yeah, they're just gonna make their way in here. They have this Uber advantage. They're gonna work their way forward. And oh my God, Polygon actually gets air shot there as he tries to go in. Poppy, he's holding in what I call the trap room. You can't actually use this room for anything with the boiler in it. Like, you can't contest anything.
He's completely caught. Oh, he gets a rocket onto Babs. He just actually forces it, and now half of the Uber is spent just making their way through the trap room, as you call it. The sentry does get spammed down, but now the Uber has faded. It is 80% for Martin, so if Lowpander just keeps their medic alive, they can just Uber onto SVIFT players, but he goes down to Polygon. The soldiers are down for SVIFT, so now they're just gonna, with the player advantage, Lowpander holds last. They're gonna try to maybe make their way into second. They only have to fight these two scouts and the medic, but oh, Pappy's in. Nobody else is really in with Pappy. Ooh.
That was so close. I swear that rocket went through Tiger.
That was really close, but it doesn't matter. He craters anyway. So that's the,
I love all the trash talking chat. That's the best part about this whole match so far.
Yeah, people are. I think SVIFT is pretty upset after that first map. They need to. They really want to show and prove that they are the better team. But I mean, it's about 12 minutes in, and it's currently tied. They're making way through lower right now. There is a soldier who has made their way through. That is MUUKI. Gets a rocket onto Babs. Babs actually very weak, and Fun's on the point. Just walks in, shoots Babs, and now she has to pop that Uber. And they haven't capped second just yet. And Martin is alive with 70% Uber advantage. It's going to make this awkward for SVIFT. SVIFT's actually just going to go do their patented chase straight into last. They're not capping second. They're going to go for the frags. Martin's just complete. That should never happen. But yeah, he goes down. Just makes their way through that main area, jumps in and kills Martin. And now, well, yeah, now he's laughing. SVIFT is going to be the one that's going to be pushing in with the ad, and with the double NG from Lowpander. They're going to switch off. They're going to have an NG sniper for last.
We've been here before, but this time around there's an Uber advantage, and it's very difficult to utilize Uber advantages probably on this map. You have to like walk in really far, and then you probably get popped on entrance due to snipers and how open it is, and then they just kite your Uber around. So it's just really about how fast can you like get to somewhere important. So you want to like get to the spawn, because then you can funnel them through the other spawn door, or you get onto the point so they all have to dive it. And they look like Ali's gonna jump in here and actually get Mr. Epic, and they get Poppy as well. So really good push so far. They've gotten these kills, and now they're gonna try to pressure the point. The scout unfortunately does go down to these stickies, but they just continue to actually just go onto this point and continue to just edge it out and forcing Lowpander to not run away and kite it, and it's just going to work out really beautifully. Great push coming out of SVIFT, 2-1.
That's a great push from SVIFT. I think one of the problems that Lowpander seems to be having is that their pushes aren't as good as they are on Sunshine. They're having a lot of trouble with keeping Martin alive and not getting forced, which is the big issue they're having right now. And SVIFT is just having some very successful sacks from Silentes and also Polygon. So stuff from SVIFT. They're trying to turn this around. It's 2-1 next mid, and both teams going to the other side of the mid, opposite from their side. And well, nothing really happening to just yet. Some players kind of jumping around, trying to just bait a little bit of aggression out. Hildreth and Mr. Epic kind of aggressive on the grass side of Lowpander.
Oh, Hildreth caught out here.
He got D got meat shot so hard, but MUUKI's the one who's going to be jumping and does a lot of damage, and Mr. Epic gets a frag onto Solentis, and Tiger and Ali are both really weak and lower. They're going to get cleaned up by the pistol of Mr. Epic. Now it's 3 Swift players against 5 Lowpander players, and they're completely caught in. Pappy's in lower. The rest of their players are collapsing on them right now. They need to get that frag onto Pappy like now to make sure that he can get out, but they're taking too long. Babs has to... Oh, drops both her players, and Babs with 50 HP, 20 HP actually, is just going to go down. She's going to sacrifice herself so that she can spawn a little bit faster on last, and that mid will go... eventually will go towards Lowpander. Ooh. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Like, there's no worse feeling as medic when you just drop your players and then pop on nothing but yourself. Like, it's just, yeah, just kill yourself is basically. That's what you did.
That's a little morbid.
Yeah.
But
it sounds harsh, but it's actually kind of correct play as well. But they're gonna try and push on to the point. However, they're not really being too successful with actually pushing the point so far. And look at that. Now all of a sudden they just get collapsed on here by Swift, and that's the danger of this last pull or this last point. It's just you can get kited so hard, and these scouts are just chasing. MARTEN finally does go down as well. And Tiger, he's just gonna keep on running. He wants no cap on. He just wants kills.
Yep. Well, Babs is alive at 80%. Uber. Front is behind. He's gonna try to meme a little bit with the flank here. Does attempts to do ring around the rose with Samzy, but Samzy gets that frag. Lowpander is out. They're giving Swift his midpoint. Pappy is in cargo here and gets caught. He goes down, and Swift is currently on their way to rolling this into last. They currently are capping up second.
Babs once again has this Uber advantage. Last time the Uber push was just absolutely perfect. So they're just going to be looking to just completely repeat that whole process once again. Just going in, I think they just went in, they got down the sentry gun, and then they just started edging the point. So far they're doing a much more heavy push on the right side, but they are getting the kills. And now if they just start edging the point, they're going to be really good. Sentry's going to engage this, as that's going to force Lowpander onto the point again. See the demo man just standing on it, and Hilda has gone down, but the counter would just come in, so they were just a bit too slow. But look at how much time there is. Like he cannot get off it.
He gets off it.
So another great push. They didn't quite get there before the Uber counter came in, but it still worked out.
Well, I mean these Uber advantage pushes from Swift are just ace. Like they're just nailing all of these right now, and this is definitely their comfort zone right now, and they're doing a great job of turning the kind of slow part of this map into going pretty fast right now. Next mid, Lowpander needs to try and turn this around, but Swift is going to be trying to do some early aggression. Polygon jumping in, completely unsuccessful, gets denied by both scouts. And now the rest of Swift is just trying to get in, try to make some plays happen. Solentis goes down, also trying to go aggressive onto the combo, and the rest of Swift is backing off. Pappy's on the big flank. He's going to try to get the frag onto Babs, gets 2 rockets, gets the scout. That's all he's going to get, but MUUKI is going to be the one to get the frag on his name. The head of Babs goes to MUUKI. That's going to be the mid for Lowpander.
Really strong mid coming out there. Just some great engagement. Get that mid going and just rolling out of control, just snowballing it. And they're going to have a full advantage. Tiger's gone sniper to try and nullify that. But most medics will not fall for that. They just kind of expect it. That the sniper's there. Let's see, it's pretty much their best hope, other than just kiting the Uber and abusing the map. That's pretty much what they have to do. And the sentry gun goes down, so not even a sentry gun for them to deal with. Uber has been popped. Tiger's just still sniping in spawn. You got nothing out of that. And they are going to immediately try to edge the point. That's going to force this heavy onto it. He'll get focused down very quickly. And just once again, it's basically the exact same push that both of these teams are doing, where just force everyone to go down onto the point. Because you don't want to be on the high ground, but they're actually not just killing them. It took a while. They finally gets these things in here. Just Ali alive, he cannot do it. And yeah, this push is just seems like they've almost just figured it out.
Yeah, this was definitely a more solid push than the last one. They try to just kind of make their way through left, force everyone to the right side, and then just establish really good positioning to just take out everyone else. And I mean, you can see SVIFT just tries to jump out on right side. They try to, you know, avoid getting caught in the shutter, and they soldiers jump out, and then you just get mulched by scouts, and then everyone else goes down by the point. So solid pushing from both teams right now.
Oh yeah, Funds and Tiger, they're fighting in chat and in game. I like it. The scout rule of the ages has moved on to chat. So I can see a really strong bomb coming in here from SVIFT. They have so much momentum right now, but actually they ended up scattering and they lose their medic in the process, so they just weren't quite able to follow up on their great aggression. And I think that's just going to be a lost niche for SVIFT. And just as long as MARTEN survives this, they're in a good position, and I don't see how he's not gonna survive this.
Yeah, both Samzy and Ellie are completely out. They're not gonna go for the miracle plays. They're maybe not as confident, but yeah, Lowpander now with the full Uber advantage, capping up mid. Not really on second just yet. They seem a bit, I guess they seem a bit cautious of SVIFT just sacking players in, so they're just gonna kind of blobbed around their medic. And they're actually also slowly making their way into second. A little bit paranoid here as well. Pappy's just literally sitting on that ramp, waiting for like a spy or anything. Mr. Epic even checking for the spy everywhere. But now they gave up a lot of this advantage that they have. They still have about 30%, so... Oh, no, that's a sticky trap, and MARTEN and Mr. Epic are dead. Nobody checked that. Great stuff from Ali, and now... Lowpander, their dreams of pushing this all the way into last are over. MUUKI is hiding. Hildreth actually gets a little sticky trap frag of himself. Look, MUUKI in lobby though, and actually funds coming in from lower will actually drop Babs in lobby. So no med for SVIFT now, and Lowpander with their heals are going to try to contest this, but they lose all their plays too much, and MARTEN caught is going to go down as well. This has been quite a roller coaster of emotions, and Hildreth going down. Yep. That's going to be victory for SVIFT, I guess.
That was quite the back and forth fight. It went like back and forth, back and forth. It's such a roller coaster of just medic dying. Pretty much how that whole thing got settled. Look at this, Tiger's in deep, and he's actually going to get both soldiers with some help from his friends. And he's coming in here onto the medic. The scout is building, but no, okay, he's just not going to go for it. He was just looking to see if there was any chance. He decides there isn't. So even Ubers. Lowpander, they have about 9 minutes to catch up to this 1 point, so yeah, definitely doable. But you know, at this point, they definitely have to take the time into consideration. I think about 2/3 of the way through a map is when you begin to really think about it.
Yeah, this is definitely, they need to start thinking about it. They're building their Uber and rollout pretty hard right now. And SVIFT is actually going to try, I think they're going to try to maybe have a bit of a Lowpander approach to the last 8 minutes of this game. They're just going to be holding mid right now. They don't really want to push. They just want to let Lowpander, you know, beef the push into mid, since they're the ones that need to actually do anything. And well, I mean, we haven't seen too much of even Uber pushes from Lowpander's point of view. And it seems like their approach is put MUUKI on spy and hope that MUUKI can find the big frag. And I mean, right now, I think he's on the Cloak and Dagger. Actually, yeah, he's on Cloak and Dagger, so this is going to be one of those long-term spy plays. This will develop over the course of about a minute, and then eventually you will try to find that frag. But
oh no, Tiger's typing things in chat. Do you know what happens when you type things in chat? You get backstabbed.
Ooh.
This is a bad combo. Like, if Funds is smart, he's just gonna type something provocative in chat and just wait for Tiger's response, and then bam, MUUKI strikes. This is some high-level tactics. Oh, they are typing something. Oh, MUUKI, he gets healed. MUUKI's fully buffed. He wants his medic, but they can't quite get him down. They tried.
Yeah, MUUKI tried to go for the revolver force, but didn't really work out. Did not hit his shots. Only got the butter knife and nothing else. So
yeah, if MUUKI or had just asked Funds to just type some things in chat, I'm sure it would have worked out a lot better, because they're all just busy typing.
just start a casual conversation about the weather with Babs.
Yeah, something like that. It says type 2 in chat if you stalemate and the enemy team went spy, and then you have MUUKI going spy. So they probably onto him, I'm gonna say. And they even spotted him. He was disguised as a friendly scout, but I'm pretty sure they saw him disguised as it. Oh, but we'll see. Yeah, Yeah, Tiger, he's still typing. This is a mistake. Like, it's gonna go wrong at some point. If funds would just only start to actually talk back, this would be a great setup.
Well, MUUKI's on the stairs. I think he's going to go for it again. He's going for the revolver just immediately. He gets 2 shots. Babs is on like 50 HP, but there's no one really to follow up on it. Ooh, Babs is 12 HP. She's so weak. She gets the pack and does not pop. That's some great little discipline from Babs to not pop on that. I definitely would have. I mean, Spy gets 2 shots. The only reason she didn't drop was because of the revolver inaccuracy, it seemed. So, well, playing with fire. Barely
Third
pulling
time's
it
the
out.
charm.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we've all seen the sideshow video. They'd never expect Spy the 3rd time.
Yeah, that would just be stupid. Like,
That would be
nobody
dumb.
would do that. Not even MUUKI.
Well, I mean, he's gonna try for it again. He had a decent success with the revolvers before. There's not really anybody who's like actively watching like the point to really respond to it extremely quickly. So it all depends on, you know, people's like in the moment like reaction time. So I mean, this could work out. He's gonna try.
I think MUUKI has placed himself in a very bad position. I don't think he can actually jump up onto the point from there.
He has discovered that he cannot jump up.
He's like, nope. I'm gonna need to find something else to do. Oh, he's gone
He's gonna,
again.
he's gonna go for it again.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's been
spotted.
spotted really early.
He's doing literally the same thing he did last time. Not
Well,
exactly.
It's not.
Yep.
This is. I feel like I'm watching the Lowpander version of Sunshine, like of the SVIFT's approach, where they just keep double sacking, but instead it's Lowpander sacking MUUKI and
Oh
Spy.
my god, look at that Tiger. He's so close to actually hitting Martin. That was so close. Martin was just crouching in a corner and Tiger actually went sniper. He was so close to sniping him.
Oh, he's gonna go for it. He's in. He looks into out of choke down the ramp and sees, I think, the feet of Martin, but there's not really too much you can do from it since he wasn't scoped in. So we can't really get a big body shot for 150 in the foot. You know, everyone knows your vital organs are all in your feet. So he's looking. He knows he's there. Like, he's so thirsty for that frag.
You just need to charge up and just shoot him in the foot hard.
Oh, MUUKI's gonna jump. Solly-wise, he's gonna get 1 rocket onto Babs. That's all he's gonna get. And MUUKI's been trying so hard. I feel almost bad for him. This is his 4th time that he tried to sack in.
I'm thinking Tiger.
Like,
yeah, how does that feel?
Oh, he's going. He's going.
No.
He still can't see Martin. He's right. He's like in the perfect spot that he cannot be seen. Tiger knows he's there. He's peeking so far. He still can't see him.
He's trying to shoot him through it. Can you even shoot him through it?
I don't think you can shoot him through it.
No.
Oh, but they're going. They're going right now. They're gonna try and maybe do some kind of yeah,
That's
they're gonna
not
be backing out from that. They're not really having too much faith in that. Their demo, their scout's dead, and now we are back. Ooh, MUUKI is in lower, but Ali's not gonna peek far enough to catch him. So, well, it's 3 minutes left, and Lowpander is yet to find a proper response. And unlike SVIFT before, there's no 10-minute time limit that will save them. It is only the match time limit that will end their misery. So, they need to figure something out quick. And well, Hildreth gets headshot. That's not a good. I mean, if they're trying to do SVIFT strats, right? This is where they bait SVIFT into pushing. That actually gets Tiger. They could actually push in now because Tiger's spawn is going to be pretty late. So they do have a pick for about 15 seconds. That's exactly what they're going to do, actually. They're going to make their way through cargo, shoot some rockets off. Pappy trying to get some shots. Babs is very close to commit her Uber, just sitting right side of cargo. There goes, there goes Pappy. MUUKI as well. 2 Solis down. 2 minutes left. Lowpander. This is just not working out too hot. And SVIFT, it's actually going to be moving in. This is actually not. This is kind of an awkward situation that Lowpander's in. Well, they're going to get caught here because Polygon is in. Yeah, he forces the Uber, and they can't really force Babs' Uber. She's too far away. And now it's a minute and a half. SVIFT is going to probably be making their way into second in like 30 seconds when it's like basically impossible for Lowpander to push in. Right now they have the Uber advantage. They're moving around, moving around their medic. There's actually some sacking going, and MUUKI tries to get onto Babs, but Yeah, there's 5 SVIFT players. The flank is
They're
open.
They get forced to. Perhaps with the super, there's a sword grind line, you will get picked off. Funds is just going to go in really aggressively here onto Atlantis, but will not be able to get him. That's going to be a second cap here for Swift, and they can just not push last if they so decide not to. And I think they're actually in really deep right now, and I think whoever the main call is, I think it's Ali, just like yelling at everyone, get back, don't push. Just sticky the doors and just wait for them to walk into us and die.
Yeah, they need to, like, they're literally just playing the time, because now Lowpander is going to have to commit their Uber to the second push, or at least at some point. Actually, they're going to, Swift's actually giving up second right now, but that's mostly fine. Like, they basically have the time to just give up most of the points. They just need to, at some point, hold up like a normal hold, which will probably be on last.
Ellie ran out of ammo,
they're literally, they're just leaving so far. They're just going to like let Lowpander slowly push their way through, and now with 25 seconds, they need to have a massive wipe, and this is, yeah, there goes the pot, and there goes Mr. Epic, and Funds is on second, but he's been spotted, and I think this is pretty much over. It is a GG for Lowpander as SVIFT pulls out the second map, 3-2.
Yeah, and Tiger even gets a taunt in onto Funds. That was really important. That's going to be 3-2. They do get their revenge, and they split the point again. So just all these top teams so far have just been splitting their points. It's completely impossible to say who's actually going to come away with this season right now. You know, I'm hoping for Lego, but yeah, I am not.
Well, of course you won.
Yeah, I know. That's yeah, only I could make this result about Lego.
Everything's about Lego, actually. This match actually really affects the matchup of Lego between these two teams. So, you know.
Yeah.
But well, congratulations to both maps for trading it out. The 3-3. I mean, that very much makes it very interesting for the playoffs, you know, because these are definitely one of the like top 3 teams together with Lego. So basically, all the teams have now traded maps between each other. SVIFT traded with Lego, Lego traded with Lowpander, Lowpander traded with SVIFT. So, I mean, the playoffs are completely up in the air at this point. So,
yeah, and Lego can also get first place now if they beat Nonya and get 6 points.
Yeah.
So there's actually a reason to tune into that match. It's going to be big.
It's quite interesting, actually, because now, like, all the top 3 teams kind of have different approaches to the game, because you have Lowpander who's like pretty slow, you have Lego who does like the banner stuff and tries to be a little bit more aggressive. They're like the middle ground, and then you have SVIFT who just wants to W and out DM everyone. So I'm very excited for, you know, the conclusion of this season, and I mean, also week 7. We'll see.
Yeah,
if
the big rivalry going on. We have the logs up and the Pyro and
Pyro.
Keep calling Pyro. All right,
yes, Pyro.
It's Funds and Tiger.
He's a Pyro main.
Who's the better one, right? Because Funds has 1 more kill, but also Tiger has more damage, and the real winner is of course Samsey, who has 25 kills and 11 deaths. That's the real winner of this whole debacle. So congratulations, Samsey. You're off Tiger and Funds. You're the superior scout. But yeah, overall, like Tiger had a pretty good game. He had some pretty significant plays, and Ali also did a ton of damage, out-damaged everyone by quite a bit, and even got a good old Ali bomb in there that, while not dropping the medic, got 2 other kills and opened up an opportunity for his team to push.
Let's see some more stats. Got the old drops. The medics keeping up with their 1 drop a map stat. Gotta keep that up.
Yeah, I wish there was a stat for how many times the medic dropped their pocket or like their heal target. That happened a lot this match.
Yeah, there was a lot
of disgusting actually.
There was a lot of awkward points where I know that. I mean, it happened at the very end of the map too, with Pappy and Mr. Epic both trying to push through cargo, and they just got dropped by Martin like as hard as possible.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. But yeah, either way, you can see, interestingly, like pretty much the heal spread is kind of what you would expect. Polygon actually getting quite a lot of heals, and then Samsey also does, and then only on third place we have Ali with 20% heal as well. On the other side, it's Hildred, who's pretty heal heavy than Mr. Epic and Puppy. Oh yeah, just a slight difference in the way the demos get healed, and then MUUKI taking off basically no heals and still putting in a solid chunk of work. MUUKI this time around had 24 deaths, by the way. So this time around it was him that just kept suiciding again. He was just a bit slower than Tiger, who got up to 26 deaths. So Tiger wins again, in the worst possible way.
So I think we have some people in the mumble. People here to be interviewed. We have some demos. We have some scouts. We have Ali.
Start with your
and Hildreth.
producer, man. You can bring only 2 people max, Hildreth. By the way, I'm gonna drag 3 people in from the other team.
Come on, Jim.
I'll go
What
then.
the hell?
Nice.
There we go.
You're scared of Tiger now?
That's okay, now you have 0 people.
We need the entire Lowpander team in for an interview once.
To be fair, nobody actually wants to come in except me. Just to plug the Lowpander brand.
Aw, I want the
Alright,
Mr.
I'm gonna
Epic
go.
interview again. That was great.
See you guys.
See you,
Later.
man. Oh, yeah, I won.
Nice. Congratulations. You're now the only demo main in this mumble.
Yeah, so that was a split map between you guys. I don't know what you guys were thinking going into this. It seems like all the top teams currently are just splitting maps, and it's very close. Like so how close is it between these top 3 teams, Lego, Lowpander, and Swift right now, Samsey?
I guess based of the official results, it's incredibly close. The best season we've had in years.
Nice. All right. So, can you talk to us about what was going on Sunshine? We saw you guys were like stuck on around 10 minutes, just basically suiciding in one at a time. Like, did you not at some point, like after 5 minutes, think maybe we should try out something else?
Honestly, we didn't really think that much. Like, we kept just trying to sec in and hoping for a miracle play or something. But yeah, in the end, we're just happy that we don't have to play Sunshine again. Because that map really puts us on tilt.
What about you guys? Hildred, how do you guys feel about Sunshine? Is it a map that you dread to play as well?
If we're gonna remove maps like Granary for it, then yes. I don't mind it as like a 7th map. But when you're replacing it with a decent map like Granary, or at least one that everyone knows. Then I'm not a fan. I honestly think Reckoner's worse, but
I mean, that doesn't really help today when we're playing both of those maps, so it's a rough day.
Honestly, I know I'm kind of known for shit-talking admins and stuff, but what were you guys thinking putting Reckoner and Sunshine the same week? I mean, those are the both like least played maps, I would say. I don't know. I imagine just the people watching this cast, it was just like, I don't know, 1.5 hours of boredom, watching stalemates and doors.
It, you know? Just forces you to practice it. How many scrims did you do this week?
0. And I don't know. There you go. And are you gonna play Sunshine next week, or are you gonna practice it ever again after this week? Probably not.
No. We're looking for scrims on Sunshine. We got to improve our gameplay on it.
Alright, fair enough then, I guess.
No, we're not. We're not.
Lowpander scrimming.
I'm not actually even sure. Like, will it be in the playoff? Like, there is a chance you get to play it in the playoffs, and I'm not sure how fond Lego is of Sunshine. You know, maybe you have to deal with it.
Well, it's pick and ban, right, in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It depends on, if people are more willing to, if they want to ban both Reckoner and Sunshine, or if they want to ban Product. I don't know. It depends. It'll be the pick ban will be very interesting in the playoffs this season.
Yeah, and Samsey, you're playing Weep Tunnel Tactics next week. And Weep Tunnel Tactics, for those who don't know, they traded maps with Lowpander just like Swift did. So Weep Tunnel Tactics are just as good as Lowpander. So it's going to be another rough week for you guys. Are you feeling confident?
I hope we win one map so we finish first in the season and go as the first seed in the playoffs.
I think you need to win 2, don't you?
Sorry?
Don't you need to win 2?
Why would that be?
Because we have
have-
25 points and you have 24. Oh no, you're right, yeah, sorry, can't do math. Apologise.
Yeah, there you go. You know, numbers and shit.
Very
Yeah,
hard. Very hard.
we were having trouble figuring out whether or not the antic games were counted or what's exactly going on.
Oh no, they wouldn't have been counted.
Nah. That's why like people's match counts are so weird on the tables right now. Because after this, Lowpander and SVIFT are gonna have, or Lowpander's gonna have 12 when most of the teams have 8 maps played. So, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
what map are we missing out on next week, by the way?
Process.
Ah, and Reckoner.
And Reckoner.
Yeah.
Sacrifice playing one good map for one bad map. I'll take it.
Alright.
Is this actually? Do you actually have a game next week as well?
No, we didn't. That was all our games. And
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
our week 7 game.
All right, so HiipFire was right. That would have been your antic game.
I don't lie.
I never said you lied, but you are wrong sometimes.
This is true.
Yeah, all right. I don't know. We don't really have a whole lot of questions. I don't feel like it was a pretty.
I have a question.
All right.
Well, you see, there's this LAN that's in like a week or so, you know, in Sweden, and I heard that there might be one of these teams might be going, and you know, I was just curious, you know, how are you guys preparing for that?
By not preparing.
There you go.
All right.
Actually, the best way of doing it. Thinking about it. But yeah, we obviously we're committed to go, so we're trying to get a pocket since all the pockets that we asked on that SWIFT bailed on us. So
What did we do?
no, it wasn't you, Samsy. Don't worry. Are you going to the LAN?
I don't know, I just caught half of the sentence you just said, so I don't know what's going on.
Tiger bailed on us.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me to be honest, after today.
We were trying to get Silentes.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and we're hoping Pappy can come because it's actually it's quite good to play with Pappy because he'll bring some calls, which is I think just what the team's lacking. Like we were running around like headless chickens against Weep Tunnel tactics, and Zuba is not in the state of mind to call when he's just come back to TF2 after 2 years. So it's a lot better with Pappy Merkin just because he gave us some comms and he's actually playing the game as well. Hopefully, maybe Pappy will come. I don't know. I think we might have a fundraiser for it. I honestly don't know. I'm not very good at doing this. Go to Funds' stream and donate.
Seems like there was a lot of trash talk going on, especially between like Funds and Tiger.
When you play Scout, no offense, Samsy, but your ego seems very inflated. So it's a thing. You just got to accept it.
I don't think there's a real match though between Tiger and Funds.
You sure? Like, do you think Tiger is bailing from land because he's afraid Funds is going to beat him up?
I think Tiger's like twice the size of him in
think
real
that
life.
at all. Yeah.
Oh well, it was a good theory while it lasted. Alright, I have no more questions. How about you?
No, that's the only question I could contribute. I think that's all good. That's all I got.
Yep. Alright, Hilda, you get the shout out and then Sensi.
Shout out to producer Gem for interview limits and for producing. Yeah.
Sensi.
Yeah. Thanks for putting up the cast and casting it. Shout out to my team, Swift Gaming. Yeah, that's it.
Alright, HiipFire, do you have anyone you want to thank?
Shouts to chumto.net.
Alright, and shout out to all the viewers that stuck with us. Thank you guys for watching. This season is about to come to a close. This is the second to last week Next week will be week 7, and tomorrow I believe it's Lego versus Nunya. Maybe I can't remember. I can't remember what the game is tomorrow, but there's a game tomorrow, and I'll be producing it, and we're gonna have 2 casters as well. It's gonna be a good time. So definitely tune in for that. Well, other than that, just have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.